everybody, this is Rich with Lifetime Shred, and today I've got a video about visiting West Rock Wake Park. Yes, I bought the shirt. They've always got cool apparel there and printed on comfort colors, which I love the fit. So getting into this video, first we'll kick it off with a little bit of a riding edit with myself and my friend Jerry. Then I'll do a drone overview of the current layout of the park, showing off the awesome features they have there. And at the end, I'll just wrap it up with some final thoughts. But yeah, all in all, it was a great trip. Appreciate what Daniel and the West Rock crew have created at that park. It's definitely one of the best in the country. So anyway, let's get into it. As you could tell, we had a blast riding around the park. Now let's get into the actual layout. And I will call out West Rock's always switching this up, so if you go there later in the summer, it might not be this exact layout, but I wanted to share what we got to experience. And one of the things you should also consider with this is West Rock's unique shape. So it's a 5-tower cable, and between each stretch of towers there's features. So a lot of parks you usually see like a long stretch and then a couple tower turnaround and then a long stretch. But what West Rock's really done a great job of is making use of each space between each tower. So getting into the start of the lap, kicking it off from the starting dock, right off the bat, got some kickers in the first stretch. On the left, they had a medium and a small kicker, and on the right was an XL. Always love seeing kickers right off the bat, and I've mentioned this in other videos. It makes for a quick swim when you crash, and kickers are where people crash a lot. So after that, there's, again, West Rock's really dense with features. There's kind of a whoop-de-woo on the left. I don't really know what that thing's called, but it's probably like my favorite feature of the park because it's just, you get on there and you're almost like on like a dirt bike track or something. And then on the right, they have their rooftop that usually would be an up-down, but they've got it turned around, so it's almost like a double up with a teardrop in the middle of it. But yeah, I was mostly hipping the whoop-de on the left because, again, that was one of my favorite features at the park. And then getting into the second stretch, again, lots of feature density. On the right, there's the transfer box up to the long flat rail, but you can also do an outside-in transfer with the hack kicker. And then on the left, they have the tiered feature where each layer is a couple inches up higher and higher and higher. And you can ride through that, but definitely I feel like it goes better if you ollie each layer. And then after that, a nice beginner feature with the small rooftop box or up-down box on the right, which one of the things I'll call out is like this park probably is more oriented towards the more advanced rider, but there are options in here for other riders as well. And you're going to see whether it's the box next to the transfer rail or the up-down box or the small kickers in the beginning of the set. All in all, there's lots of options for everybody there. Getting into stretch 3, this was like one of the best stretches I thought in terms of like some of my favorite features. I really liked this down rail on the left. Like once you hit it once or twice, like it does look big when you first check it out, but it's very smooth onto the down rail. And then on the right, the quarter pipe was a ton of fun. You know, you can grind the top or you can kind of gap into the transition there. just a classic flat barrier on the left, which grinds just like a box. But you do need to ollie on from the side, which I prefer anyway. Getting into stretch 3, again, lots of feature density. You got the banana rail on the left. I never rode through the hallway on this, but it does kind of have an up. So there's like a spot where you could jump if you rode through halfway and then land on the banana. And then again, another beginner-oriented feature on the right. So you can hit that small side. You could transfer up to the rainbow box or just hit the rainbow box, followed by the corrugated tube on the left, and then the creeper up on the right. So again, advanced features, but also features for your beginner intermediate as well, and tons of density. Possibly the most dense park in the US in terms of features. Getting into stretch 5, the final stretch. Again, I think this either stretch 3 or stretch 5 was my favorite. Stretch 5, you've got the Gravitron on the left. This thing's so cool. I mean, it looks huge, but as long as you can edge and ride and keep your base flat, I think anybody could go up over this and have a good time. But it's really fun to hop and do grabs, or I saw people doing spins and inverts where they'd kind of drag their hands too. And then on the right, the elbow pipe. Love that too. Like when you get to that kink, it just feels amazing. And then on the left here, after those features, probably one of the more advanced features in the park, you have the pool with the double rails on the side, so you could pop in and pop out. I hit the side rails. I didn't go through the middle of the pool. I feel like I needed another day at the park before I stepped to that. And then finally on the right, another mellow beginner feature, just a nice small rainbow box. So all in all, that's a full park lap. And yeah, that's a wrap. Wrapping it up, I just want to talk about West Rock for a sec. I really enjoyed my trip out there. There's a reason I go to West Rock, or try to go to West Rock every year. Being a dad of little kids, I don't get as much time as I used to go on these trips. But, I'd say West Rock and then the Sacramento parks are my 2 top options when I do get time to travel outside of Utah and Colorado. And there's a reason for that. Daniel and his crew really do a great job keeping the park well maintained, unique layouts, lots of feature options, and they're just super nice people. You can chat with anyone there. There's no attitude. Everything's just really cool. There's also a lot of locals that you'll run into. I'll call out Blanco. Good seeing you out there. I've definitely ran into other times I'm out there. Always cool to see you ride. And yeah, it's one of those parks that you definitely got to check out if you get a chance. I'd also call out when I fly somewhere, need to be on somewhat of a budget. And for Rockford, Illinois, where West Rock is, you could fly into Midway in Chicago or O'Hare, and it's really not a bad drive. It's like an hour 15 to hour and a half. It's all highway. Don't be discouraged at all or feel like you need to fly into Rockford to ride. And with that, that was my trip to West Rock Wake Park. I'd highly encourage you getting out there as well. I bid you adieu, and I hope you're out riding. Peace. See ya.